Hey, a quick voice memo. For one, something about subconscious. I realized like my short-term memory is bad because my long-term memory is so good. Like I have a very sensitive subconscious. Movies, if I watch it, it starts to get in my head. Like, it's in my. I can tell it's in my subconscious because I start overthinking things. Like, okay, say I watch this movie and the woman has PTSD and she's like driving reckless and doing all these unhealthy kind of like coping skills like that is helping her through it. So my overthinking anxious behind will start to feel like, oh, I'm driving too fast. Do I have PTSD? It said like hypochondriac like that, wanting to diagnose yourself type energy. And I'm like, just be mindful of what you consume, because even when you think you're being strong, for people who have very overactive minds and very like sensitive subconscious, I call it, like be very mindful, because you can be consuming stuff and it's creating your realities because you don't even realize how subconsciously like you're putting this information into your life. But then on another topic, hey, stop letting people define you in all aspects. Stop letting people define who you are, what you are, your mental state, your emotional state. Because what I'm realizing is there's a lot of people putting out their personal insecurities and their personal revelations and reflections, and it's impacting other people because they're questioning their whole lives based on someone else's experience. There really is no fact. Even when it comes to psychology, like, I may get a lot of flack for this, but I don't care, because it's like nobody knows but God. So yes, you can make these theories, you can make these opinions, but I feel like everything is suggestive. Unless you're saying, hey, the clouds are outside, it's cloudy outside, and I can see that, you can see that, 1,000 people can see that. That's a fact. Okay. But when you start making like theories of saying, being a people pleaser, that was bad. That's your opinion. That's what you feel like your life portrayed to you. But what I'm noticing is like you go along with this mindset and start thinking, okay, I was a people pleaser. Let me stop being a people pleaser. I ain't no longer doing this for nobody and for everybody. I'm finna be selfish. Just remember, the energy you put out is the energy you're gonna get back. So you start putting all this selfish energy out and start feeling like, oh, I'm not gonna be a people pleaser. Negro, everybody around you people pleaser, so it's balancing out, like, and just having faith that God is not going to allow you, like, not allow you, but like God is giving you blessings because of your heart. It's not, they've labeled it as people pleasing, but maybe you're just a caring person, and it's like, I'm overthinking crap that I want to be like, because I'm allowing this label of being a people pleaser to define me. And it's like, say, for example, someone called me and I missed their call. Me, I like to explain myself. I like to, be what I feel is considerate and just say like, oh, hey girl, I answer your call. My morning got busy, yada, yada, yada. But if I let this label of being a people pleaser, oh, well, I don't got to explain myself. I don't have to tell them nothing. Yada. Like, do you see like how that energy, how that has changed my attitude from being this, what I feel like is sweet, or people telling you being nice is fake. Yeah, it's fake if you really feel like that's not you. But if it's really you, then it's like, be that way. Don't let people feel like, don't let other people's revelations define you. Like, we're in a very, how can I say, fluid time. It's like, because everybody is awakening to things that are happening in their life. And I'm gonna do another video about what I think about awakening and this whole spirituality movement and monetizing and trending, whatever. But that's a whole nother video. But everybody is kind of reflecting and quote unquote healing, whatever that means. So you're going to get a lot of theories, a lot of opinions. Even what I'm saying is a theory and opinion. But the thing about me is I'm always making a disclaimer that this is my perspective, and that's what life is about. It's about the fact that perspective is the real power. Perception is the real power. That's basically all life is a bunch of people's perspectives, perceptions, beliefs, theories, opinions, personal truths. It's not fact. So you basically can choose what you want to believe in your reality, but just choose things that empower you. Choose things that center you with love, not hate. That's part of the agenda. Don't fall for that trap. Don't let stuff harden your heart. Don't let things turn you into this cold-hearted, selfish bitch. Because that's the energy you're going to get. You're going to start going around being self-centered and thinking that you've been doing so much for everybody else, not even seeing that you've been getting blessings. Your family around you has been doing for you too, and you thinking you're doing so much. Get out of that narcissistic, selfish, I don't even like to label it narcissistic, but just get out of that selfish mentality of like, the world is like, it's revolving around you. It's not revolving around you. In a sense it is, but not really. Like, stop looking at how everything is happening to you and realize like some things are happening for you and some things like you're getting benefit from it. Don't just see everything from your perspective. See like what other people are doing for you too. Or try not to just see it from like a dense lens. Try to see the positive in life and try to see all the good things that people are doing for you. Like, to me, that's the true healing. Like, being able to me, transmutation is being able to see life from a different perspective. Being able to like reframe it to a more selfless perspective, to a more like, okay, maybe, I understand maybe my parents didn't do everything that I felt like they needed, that I needed. But we're really out here doing the best we can. And as a parent, I was able to see that much more clearly. And it's like, out of everything I'm doing that I feel like may have been like an improvement on my childhood or whatever, my son can still wake up and still be like, Mom, I'm traumatized. You didn't do enough, Mom. Oh my God, Mom. My friend's mom did this. I mean, so if I'm, and that can stress me out and make me be this overcompensating person, but it's like, I know in my heart I'm doing the best I can. I know I want the best for my son. So it's like, it's just about shifting that perspective. Yeah, your parents may not have done everything you wanted. But when you really look back, like as I started healing, I started seeing more and more what my parents did for me. And like I started seeing them for human beings who may have had wounds of their own, who may have had trauma of their own, who are, I'm gonna keep it real, who are black people in America who are doing the best they can despite all of the, obstacles and things that we may face. Not an excuse, not a victim mentality type thing. Like, I know that you can make a way sometimes, but it's like, it is hard when you feel that, prejudice and those roadblocks that come to us. But what I want us to start doing, which I will make another video specifically, is turning our pain into power, and how the way we've been doing things, yeah, they may not be 100% perfect. Yeah, there may be dysfunctions in our families and what we consider love and what we do. But ultimately, I know for my family, there's unconditional love there. Yes, there's dysfunctions or whatever, but I'm not going to allow somebody to tell me your relationship is codependent. Your relationship has trauma bond. Trauma bond needs nuts. Like, codependent, kiss my ass. Like seriously, like, it's just like, stop allowing people to define you. My family is literally what got me out of a psychotic break, which is kind of like ultimately what I feel like spiritual awakening is. It's like when you really about to really, like, it's like the straw that broke the camel back. Because if you think about what usually triggers it, it's some life altering event. You may not think it is, but it's like you was really one snap away from losing your shit. And so this awakening is kind of like, it could be a midlife crisis. It could be a extreme, like a divorce after years. It could be losing your job after years. It could be something dramatic that makes you call your whole life into question. They've just labeled it as a spiritual awakening because it's like, that's just what they labeled. I don't got time to go all into that. But it's like, if you look at it from your spirit, which is like kind of like your motivation and drive, as from the black perspective, if you look at the fact that our spirit has been oppressed for a very long time based on, systematic, institutionalized racism, then it's kind of like you get this thing that breaks the camera back. It's like after all of that, this is just the limit that your spirit has. And it's like now it's like something has triggered it to like, no, we finna step up. We finna fight. Like your spirit and your or soul, or if you believe in that or not, whatever, you can just say something is happening within you. That inner turmoil is happening where it's like, no, we finna fight back this mind, these mental constructs, these illusions, this ego that has been fueling you with, negative ideas of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's our time to fight back. But all in all, just like the ultimate message of this video or whatever audio is that stop letting people define you. Take everything with a grain of salt. Everything in this world is suggestive. All advice is suggestive. All things you watch is suggestive. All things you listen to is suggestive. Everything you consume is getting in your subconscious. So be mindful. And you don't need you don't need to follow all these people. You don't need to get all these collective readings. That's on a whole nother story on my spiritual manipulation video that I will be doing soon. But ultimately, your life. Center in how does your life make you feel. Center in, my relationship has its issues. So does everybody's. I don't care what these people are showing you, what you see. The social media world is effing people up because it's giving them only that tunnel vision perspective, that tunnel vision point of view. You're not seeing none of the crap that's happening around it. You're only seeing that flashlight shine on this one spot of the room. Not realizing the whole room is trashy, messy. You see this couple looking so, lovely, holding hands, not knowing they just finished arguing, which is nothing wrong. But that's the thing. No one wants to show these aspects of themselves because we want to keep this persona, this mask of this false reality that's constantly fueling the ego, which is a false sense of self. So it's like, be mindful of that when you're looking and seeking, advice and seeking refuge and seeking healing. Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody even really teaching out here. Heal, do your shadow work, transmute, transcend. I don't want to hear another transmute, transcend. I'm tired of this spiritual movement because it's selling wolf tickets, full of shit. Like it's so irritating to me now because it's like you're feeding fantasies instead of reality. Like you're not allowing people you're not really giving them the tools that they need to really solve anything. I'm all about solutions. I'm all about concrete things. Like what we need is honest communication, honest confessions, honest conversations. Not just talking at each other, but really putting our pride, our ego, our personalities aside and just seeing the person for a person. And this goes for women, men, mothers, children. It doesn't matter. Like everyone needs to put their pride aside and be able to listen to somebody. Actually practice listening. Active listening. Not listening to talk. But like I said, don't let anyone define you. You have the power to define yourself. And keeping God first. That faith, build on that. But my videos be getting all over the place. So like I said, I have additional videos that I feel like I'll try to get into more specifically. The spiritual manipulation video, turning the pain into power. And I forgot what else I said because I really just be freestyling these as I think about it. I took a hiatus for a second because I was going through my own, mental issues and I had to take a break. And I'm dismantling the shame and guilt around going through stuff mentally because that is what I feel honestly is what's going to be the true healing. When people no longer are feeling ashamed because their mind is racing and they're overthinking and they're having so much anxiety and they're having feelings of depression, taking that shame and guilt away and being more open and venting and sharing that pain is the true essence of how we're going to heal. That community energy It's how we've always healed, and it's how we're going to continue to heal. Don't let somebody come here and tell you what you got to do when this has been working for us for centuries. Black people, don't stop doing what we've been doing to survive all the oppression, all the things we've been doing. Don't switch it up too much. Okay, you want to throw some crystals in that? Fine, start wearing some crystals, but you ain't got to. God is ultimately the source. So all this extra stuff is just stuff to make you feel like you doing better or whatever. It's like, shoot, I bought some crystals. I don't even know if them suckers real. They look like they painted on them or added the stuff on there. So it's like, you really don't know. You don't got to walk around being too much of a skeptic. But I'm just saying, don't start seeking outside of your faith. Because honestly, that's really in essence what everything is. You buying this crystal, having faith that it's going to give you something that extra that you need. So build on that. That root chakra, if we want to go into spirituality, let's get to the basics. If we want to go, that root is the stability of your foundation of you. Focus on that first. Don't jump up to the crown and get back into the head like this society has been very mind-centered. Get into your heart and get into your root and focus on stabilizing with family, close friends, yourself, establishing a strong sense of who you are. You know who you are. People are monetizing this find yourself. They're preying on people's vulnerabilities because you're going through this midlife crisis and everybody want to find their purpose, find themselves. We know who we are. We don't need to find ourselves. It's not about finding ourselves. It's about finding the courage to display ourselves. Finding the courage to release the fear around when we become ourselves, we're going to be rejected. When we become ourselves, we're going to be abandoned. Okay, you may be abandoned by some people, but the ones who really, really rock with you and really, really, truly love you and unconditionally support you and accept you for who you are, they might say that little stuff behind your back, but low-key, they admiring you. Yeah, black folks, we got our dysfunctions. Yeah, we gossip and we say little stuff. That's how we relate. Oh, well. That's how we that's how we relate to each other. That's how we connect through our pain. You can call it trauma bond all you want, but that's how we've been doing it for so long. And it's about shifting. Yes. Open up with that, connect with that. But then it's like, now let's talk about some positive stuff too. What God has, put on my heart is that it's all about balance. Balance in everything. Yeah, you can talk about the stuff we're going through, girl. Oh man, as us mothers, we can talk about being mothers. As fathers, talk about being, when you get around your friends and your girlfriends, and you have your conversations. Dudes, when you get around your partners, y'all talk and vent. It's like, yeah, you can talk and vent, but now let's talk about some positive stuff too. Balance. It's just about balancing. It's not about uprooting your whole life and letting somebody make you feel like everything you've been doing in life is wrong. Are you still here? Are you surviving? Are you resilient? Have you turned your pain into power? Yes, we've been doing it. We're just not acknowledging it because this world keeps making us feel like everything we're doing is wrong. No, baby, we're doing right because we still are strong. We still are here. Don't let nobody, these new therapists, these psychologists get in your head and your psyche and tell you what you're doing is wrong. Yes, some things can change. Some things can be modified. But don't throw away it's like just throw the whole culture away. It's not about throwing the whole culture away. This cancel culture, no. It's just about making little tweaks here and there to optimize and make the best of what we got, which is what we've been doing. This is a very, very weird time in the world right now. People are doing a lot of, they're leading people the wrong way. They're leading people and getting them sucked into realities and virtual realities and evil crap and demonic, all kind of stuff. Be mindful what you start adapting into your life because you don't know what kind of Pandora's box you opening. Stick to what you know. Stick to the foundation. Stick to the basics. Gradually dip your foot into stuff. Don't go full-fledged because you're thinking your whole life needs to change because you're so effed up and your life's so effed up and your family's so effed up and the black culture, everything is effed up. No. Don't fall for the trap. Black families, black culture, black people are under attack psychologically. And you need to be aware and mindful of those things if you're going through awakening, and if you're not, if you're just living life. But if you're going through stuff, like, don't think you messed up because you're going through stuff. Let me tell you something. Everybody going through stuff. People just don't talk about it because they fear judgment. But the way we're going to heal is by talking about it. That's how you break the ice. This is something black people have been doing for the longest, and this is why we're so strong, because we build that comfort amongst ourselves by knowing that we're not struggling and going through stuff alone. And you start to dismantle that monster mentality that I've coined, is because you're no longer competing and comparing your life to someone else's, because you know that their life has issues too. We all have issues. There's no need to compete and compare. And you're not fake because you don't let the world know all your issues and your problems. You're not fake because you have certain friends for this and certain friends for that. You're not fake because you talk this way with these people and talk this way with that person. You're not fake because you're multifaceted. One minute you want to be whatever they labeled hood. One minute you've been labeled, you want to be whatever they've labeled rocker. You want to be whatever they've labeled this or that. No, you're just multifaceted, and all these are aspects of you. That's the freedom of that's the spiritual liberation. One minute you want to feed that freak spirit. Maybe one minute you want to feed that wild spirit. One minute you want to feed that conservative spirit. One minute you want to feed the spiritual, religious spirit. It's all kinds of energies that you can entertain. It does not mean you're fake. That's what I'm saying. Stop letting people define you. Stop feeling like you got to fit in the box, because now spirituality, this trend is putting people back in the box. Bruh, don't what they say? Play with your man, but don't play with me. Y'all better be woke. Shoot. Like, realize what's going on. Be mindful. But as always, you guys, I'm going to end this message with someone who cares, the spiritual activist. Peace, love, light, and healing energies. Be open to receiving. I love you guys. Peace out. Hey, y'all, this is just a little kind of a rant and a little motivation at the same time. You ever notice, like, when you go somewhere, you feel like the black employee is doing the most, or like they just being extra and just going so hard in their job? I'm like, bro, it's not that serious. Like, you just flashlight cop, or or you just a clerk, you just an admin, and calm down, you just a secretary. Like, and it's not even to like downgrade those positions, because I've been in some of them. But my point is to come to the motivational part, and like, it's because, and how, to kind of cultivate this compassion for our people, is that a lot of times we are like that because our self-worth is so wrapped up in everything we do, because we don't get it. We don't have a lot of the true accolades that a lot of other people have the privilege of having. So we pride ourselves in the small things that we do, because that's all we have. And it's honestly it's good that we've found a way to find joy in things that society doesn't deem as important or as worthy. But it's like, it's kind of like, calm down to the, don't get so wrapped up in it that you feel like you know everything and can't nobody teach you nothing. And that kind of goes with my like Black Pride episode, if you can look at that one too. But it's just, it's like, and sometimes we try to play nonchalant when we working and stuff, because it's like, really, they're all kind of defenses like that keep us strong, so we play cool, like, we know what's up, because sometimes it's like, you can't be thinking so hard about the job, like, you working at the car wash, I ain't finna be like, how do you act? I gotta stay here for 24/7. How am I gonna look? You know what I mean? And just, these are ways that I feel like we've learned how to cope with the reality of our lives. You know what I'm saying? The jobs that we have, and they keep us going, they keep us pushing and keep it going, but not to the point where it's like you being overly stern or authoritative, where you feel like you got this uniform on and now can't nobody tell you nothing, or now you finna be a jerk to every black person that walk in and needs some help or assistance or something, because you just think you that nigga now because you got a little uniform on, because that's when somebody gonna clown you. It's like, be confident And like I said, there's a thin line between confident and cocky, but a lot of times that's in the eye of the beholder. But, just, it's still about respect. Respect is something that's very important in the black community, and I feel like it's something that's a two-way street. You can't be out here demanding respect and demanding stuff from people, and you're not giving it. But yeah, that was just a little random rant. Also, knowing your worth is redefining it, and like redefining what like a real nigga is, what like a ride or die is, and just knowing that, to me, a real nigga is somebody who take care of their families, take care of their kids, wants to be a provider, wants to take care of themselves, and so that they can leave a legacy behind for their family and their children. And like a real female, someone who does the same, or a ride or die female is not a female who just subjects herself to abuse and toxicity, but more so is down for a partner and knows that we're both going through life trying to find ourselves, and she has compassion and empathy for her partner, and she's willing to work with them, and vice versa, as a partnership, as a team, so that they can both heal together on their journeys. And another thing, you're more worthy. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're more worthy than how much money you got in your pocket, how good you give head, and this goes for both men and women, how big your stuff is, how fat your stuff is, how wet your stuff is. Like all these media and the hip hop and the music. I ain't even gonna put it on hip hop, but all the media and the music, no particular genre, but that's geared to our community, can be detrimental sometimes for young, impressionable minds who don't know how to decipher from the BS, from just pure entertainment, from what's fact and from what's fiction, or what's just personal perspective, and what empowers one doesn't always empower another. Some stuff disempowers us, but just knowing that you're more worthy than that. Hey, whatever you do in your bedroom ain't none of my business, and it's good to have some skills. Whatever you do with your sacred partner is you, because I'm not saying I'm over here no saint. What me and my husband do in our bedroom is our business, but like I said, that's not our worth. That's not only our worth. We have worth within each other more deeper than just sex, more deeper than just physical. But the physical is good. It's okay to have physical attractions, to love sex, or to have intimacy with your partner. These are human aspects of us too. It's not about rejecting one or the other, but it's about being more well-rounded with your worth, and knowing that you can find worth in things that are more sustainable and actually have longevity, things that actually help uplift you, help create these legacies that we need. And these are things that we need to lean into it more as well. So yeah, just a little more on it, on self-worth and how to cultivate it, and for the mothers out there, knowing that your worth is, as a provider, you are the, for my opinion, we are the, how can I say, the managers of the home. Like, we maintain a tight-knit ship. We're all about, keeping the inventory. But if those gender roles are reversed for you, and dad, you're the manager, and you kind of do more of the homemaking thing, there's nothing wrong with that either. It's about knowing what's working for your family. If your wife is out there and she's kind of like, she's had the opportunity to make the living and help you guys financially at the moment because something is happening for you, as a black man in the community, it may be hard for you to find a job or this or that, whatever reasons, that's y'all reasons. And that's why I say relationship goals ain't real, just like NLE Chopper say, you know what I'm saying? You got to understand that your family is your family, and not to compare and not feel unworthy because you over here looking at Jack and Jill over here and oh, they do this and her man do this and his woman do this. So it's like, no, what are y'all doing? What makes y'all happy? What works for you ain't gonna work for everybody. And in a relationship, all you got to do is grounding. Is it balancing? Is the weight balancing? Is someone feeling depleted? If so, what can we do to change that, and I'm gonna go in depth and more into my relationship series. But right now, I just want to get into self-worth and like redefine things that have some sustainability, that help uplift you, that help uplift your family. And that's what really matters. Family is the foundation, is very important.